los?
Seid still. Habt ihr das gehört?
Hello? Who is there?
Wieso sprecht ihr Englisch?
Idiot. Remember where you are.
Klar weiß ich das. Ihr denn etwa nicht?
How could I forget?
Finally, someone has found us. We're safe.
Oh, they're doomed.
Es gibt Hoffnung für jeden, der danach strebt, sich zu verbessern.
They're just three Germans having a good time debating fun things like ontology and epistemology.
Ihr müsst euch nicht zurückhalten, Otto. Ihr habt Axiologie, Ästhetik, Metaphysik, Ethik, Metaethik vergessen.
My apologies. I will strive to do better.
Dann macht es so. Dieser Neue scheint ruhig zu sein. Ihr habt doch nicht etwa Angst, oder?
I think they just don't speak German, Emanuel.
Es ist äußerst wichtig, dass ich mit dieser Person spreche. Lernst diesen Menschen Deutsch zu sprechen, bitte. Es ist ein Notfall.
Excuse us a moment. Emmanuel, I am not too sure that's practicable. To learn a language is difficult for the biologically impaired.
Die Grammatik schwierig sein, aber ihr müsst diesen Menschen über Goethes wahre Freud in einer echten deutschen Stimme aufklären.
Maybe we should get to know our guest a little before assuming they would love German poetry. Unless you want to learn German.
Sprechen die U-Boote denn nicht? So eine Schande. Ich hatte gehofft, mehr Menschen meiner Art kennenzulernen. Vielleicht sollten wir unseren Freund über meine wahre Natur informieren.
It's a long story.
One we cannot discuss in present company.
Don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. The main character is a pompous bully.
Otto, careful.
Ausgezeichnet.
Is this true? What are the odds? In our day, the English would never bother learning any other language. When did you learn?
Mir scheint es so, als würden wir belogen. Seht euch diese dumme Fresse an, der merkt doch nicht, was los ist.
Als würde man Astrophysik einen Esel beibringen.
Es ist seltsam, über so etwas zu lügen. Sind alle Engländer so drauf?
Die Motivationen einiger Menschen sind schwierig zu erklären.
Ich verstehe. Nun ja, in diesem Fall sollte ich wohl lernen, Englisch zu sprechen.
I'm not sure our guest would be able to teach you English either, Emanuel.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Emanuel won't allow it.
Für eure eigene Sicherheit, ihr Undankbarer. Soll ich Sie daran erinnern, wozu ich imstande bin?
That won't be necessary, Emanuel. Otto, nachdem ihr die ganze Zeit mit Spionieren verschwendet, wollt ihr sie jetzt mit Frechheit in Gefahr bringen? Denk mal nach.
I do think. It's all I have time to do, Hans.
Vielleicht wohl, weil es mein Name ist.
It's the name he has chosen for himself. It's easier not to get into the specifics.
I'm afraid we cannot discuss such things.
Hans, do you think anyone cares? Our mission succeeded. Nothing matters. My friend, it's very simple. This submarine is...
Otto, our purpose cannot be communicated to the enemy under any circumstances.
This is really stupid. Maybe take a tour of the submarine if you want an answer to this question.
Sprechen die U-Boote denn nicht? So eine Schande. Ich hatte gehofft, mehr Menschen meiner Art kennenzulernen. Vielleicht sollten wir unseren Freund über meine wahre Natur informieren.
Emanuel would like you to use his name. Sorry, it's a long story.
One we cannot discuss with the enemy. Otto, careful. How exactly would you know?
Otto hat seit langer Zeit der Außenwelt zugehört. Er hat vor einigen Jahren die Antenne so umkonfiguriert, dass wir lokalen Empfang haben.
Fine. If you insist. Who would you like to help you?
Yes, I'm ready to go right now.
Otto, while I am happy to allow this, I'd encourage you to remember your duties.
Captain, has there ever been a time I haven't returned from shore leave?
Hat recht. Ich habe seine Akte überprüft und keine Abwesenheiten gefunden.
Fair. Now that's decided. Do you have any further questions?
Bitte erklären Sie ihm, dass ich eine Bombe bin und kein U-Boot.
Emmanuel would like to remind you that he's a bomb, not a submarine. What a wonderful idea this is.
That was confidential. Never mind. When you have the component, return here and I'll install it.
Impressive technology. It's a shame we were always one button away from reverting to the Dark Ages. I know you pride yourself in over-encumbrance, but that is proper rubbish.
Look who's back. Are you going to help us?
Bitte erklären Sie ihm, dass ich eine Bombe bin und kein U-Boot.
Emmanuel would like to remind you that he's a bomb, not a submarine. What a wonderful idea this is.
That was confidential. Never mind. When you have the component, return here and I'll install it.
You know, I dreamed of this moment for so long. I'd imagine all sorts of destruction, and I know it's seen better days, but it just seems quite beautiful somehow. Helmut sacrificed himself for us. The only problem is that we cannot acknowledge it because the nature of his sacrifice would infuriate Emmanuel. Unfortunately, you couldn't be more wrong. See, Emmanuel thinks that duty is the pinnacle of human endeavor. You made an oath, one that can only be broken by death. Emmanuel had rivals in philosophy, 3 in fact. Ludwig Wittgenstein, Georg Hegel, and Friedrich Nietzsche. Ludwig and Georg are no longer with us. Desperate to avoid further destruction, Helmut tricked Friedrich and Emmanuel into staying. To think, we always used to joke that his philosophy degrees were pointless. Ludwig's legacy lies all around us. We originally thought he was engaged, mistook his silence for interest. Seemingly, he was merely calibrating his offensive capabilities. His final words before launching were, "In the end, when one is doing philosophy, one gets to the point where one would like just to emit an inarticulate sound. I'd honestly love to tell you what Georg's plan was. He was keen to debate tactical choices with us, but nobody really understood what he meant. Half the nuclear weapons on board had launched themselves, despite us successfully hacking the Soviet system. Not really much point in us doing anything with that outcome. What Helmut had managed was to drive them against each other. At the time, it seemed like a stroke of genius. He would deliberately antagonize them into endless debates. They were so mutually belligerent, we thought we had all the time in the world to figure out how to disable them both. Unfortunately, they finally agreed on something. Following an overnight debate about God, things had escalated so much that the bombs were on the verge of launching themselves. Friedrich had become determined it was his duty to kill God in order to ensure the rise of the Übermensch. And, well, Emmanuel's moral philosophy is about duty being his divine obligation to God. Were it not for Helmut and his quick thinking and crafting skills, London would have been decimated. We are very lucky he sacrificed himself for us. There is no way to tell you the truth, and have you believe me, it is quite mad. Emmanuel was determined to only act defensively, so Helmut realized the priority was to neutralize Friedrich. The AIs would only adapt if these adaptations were self-motivated. Helmut remembered that Nietzsche in real life had been driven into a catatonic state after witnessing a horse being beaten to death. So he, without hesitation, furiously fashioned himself a horse costume and, well, he asked for volunteers to reenact history. I suppose an absurd situation demands an absurd response. Of the original crew on that vessel, only the 2 men that beat that man to death remain. Let us get moving.
Who's there? Enemy sighted.
Come here. Spread my ashes in the estuary. And if the sea should part and show a further sea, and that sea will get a nut from me.
Ladies, gents, ghouls, townsfolk, and all identities, step right up and pay the toll tax for the safety of the finest bridge in all of London. Don't be shy, it's only 10 tickets per person, and I promise, the view is worth every penny. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why should I pay a toll tax when I can just swim across the river? Well, let me tell you, my friend. The river is infested with all sorts of nasties. Rads, mitten lurks, you name it. Want to cross Tower Bridge? That's worst of all. Cannibals. Yes, you heard me right. Cannibals. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to get eaten alive if you don't pay the toll tax. But let's just say that if you don't, you might end up on the menu yourself. And trust me, you don't want that. Not when you could be enjoying a nice juicy Brahmin steak instead. But don't take my word for it. Just look at this bridge. It's secure, safe, a work of art, isn't it? Built to last, with the finest materials and the sturdiest construction. London Bridge ain't falling down in this timeline. And who do you think pays for all that? That's right, you do. So why not do your civic duty and contribute to the maintenance and upkeep of this fine piece of engineering? Safe crossing, rebuilding London. It's a win-win situation if you ask me. One price, 10 tickets. So, how about it? Care to make the passage? Nothing too complicated, my friend. Just a simple toll scam. I collect the tickets and the boss takes his cut. Easy as pie. It's actually honest. We do keep it safe, you know. That's not really for me to say. Or for you to know, my friend. Let's just say he's the type who'll suck your spleen out with a straw. So I do as he says. And you'll do as I says, yeah? Now, before me and the lads get jumpy. 10 tickets. Fuck about and find out. Nah, I love my veggies. I literally had some tasty potatoes and other bits and bobs earlier. Lovely jubbly. Nice guess, though. Then scram. Get off of my bridge. So, how about it? Care to make the passage?
Are you still capable of operating under the influence?
Yeah. Nothing too complicated. All right, keep your voice down. Yes, I used to be one of them. But I saw the error of my ways and decided to turn over a new leaf. Promise. Now I'm just a simple con man, trying to make an honest living. Full disclosure, it was a dark time in my life, mate. I was young and hungry. I didn't care where my next meal came from. But then I got abandoned on a fucked mission and met a group of regulars. You know, the boring type who didn't eat people. Anywho, they took the time to show me the error of my ways. So I left the beef eaters and started my new life as a con man. Not strictly honest work, but a damn sight more honest than chomping on my mates. And I've never looked back. Sure, I used my past as a way to keep the beefies off this bridge as a form of racket. But it all works out in the end. The traders and settlers don't get eaten, and I make some ticks on the side. My issue is that my old boss is still after more meat. I've been trying to fend him off with more ticks, and it's been working. But I know how bad that craving gets. With his own roots dried up, I bet you soon his belly will be rumbling more than his care for Wonga. I'll tell you what. You get rid of the sick bastard breathing his meaty breath down my neck, as well as his cabal of cunts, and I'll dismiss my mates here and give you this bridge to work with. Only caveat is that you keep me on as a guard, yeah? Then we've both scratched each other's backs. All I ask is if you do it, you bring me back proof. I know what he's like, mate. Cannibals don't tend to eat their own. But imagine if you fuck this up. I'll be on a meat hook in no time. It's a weird world, my friend. I'll be here. Here, take this list of the beefeaters' whereabouts. Bring me back their souvenirs, and I'll know all Meaty Hooks is gone for good.
Yes? I couldn't leave Hans alone with him. Oh, you have no idea how right you are. Emmanuel was something quite different at first. The Russians gave us the Königsberg as a diplomatic concession. However, it came preloaded with a Soviet AI. While it wouldn't engage on military matters, it was perfectly willing to engage in meaningless conversation. In a rather desperate yet brilliant idea, our scientific team managed to combine a series of chatbot algorithms with a piece of penetration software. The chatbots were not recognized as being AIs, but as crew members. They had found a way in. So while the Soviet AI would resist direct commands by engaging in certain conversations, the weapon system mutated. What we didn't realize is this mutation would be unique for each bomb, and irreversible. Once they picked their guy, they'd only ever become more of the same. I don't know how familiar you are with German philosophy, but let's just say we're lucky there's only 2 bombs left. No, not in this case. The Königsberg is a gift, but with a catch. Anyone with any dignity would have rejected this condition outright. Naturally, the German government accepted the offer without a second thought. The German crew were completely pointless. All of the Königsberg systems are automated. Separated by a highly sophisticated cyber defense. Even if you succeed in penetrating the AI in a given system, it will isolate the system in question, hard format the drives, and re-inject its core programming. Look around you. The question is why it is still here, and that I have no answer for. Yes, I suppose you're right. Lead the way.
Hey,
Who's there?
I've got supper.
blood got on my suit. I'll need a moment. You're quite good at this. How many corpses have you looted before? Those triangles up and down. Done already? I was just getting warmed up. Let me have some of my dear belongings at least.
kick! You wish to join in my adventures again? As you were, then.
What can I help you find? Have a look.
You see something I don't in that rubbish.
Farewell.
We Mountbattens pride ourselves in fair trade.
Can't find it elsewhere? Try here. Quality goods at fair prices. Bye.
Looking for good deals? The best deals in London town. Until next time.
How goes the hunt? You got any souvenirs? Oh, a multi-kill. Let's have a butcher's. My, what have we here? A severed finger, you say? Let me take a closer look. Ah, but those fingernails. I can recognize a cannibal's fingernails any day. Nice one. Cool. I must say, this is quite an unusual item to bring me. My lawyer will certainly hear about this. Only messing. Gonna just assume that's a group down, right? Nice one. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that his head in a jar? Why is it fucking moving? That's so gruesome. Give it here. I want it on my mantle. Nice one. You've done me a great service. Wrapped this all up tighter than butcher's meat. These will not only free me from my past, but I can fetch a pretty penny on the black market too. Legit, I can sell these body parts back to the flesh eaters. Silly bastards. I owe it all to you. As promised, the workbench here on London Bridge is all yours. And here, the last of the toll money. Thanks. Just remember what I said. With all the recent beefeater removal activity in the area, the hooligans have got a bit spicy. You could use a bit of extra muscle to help keep the peace here. And do better to do it than someone with my skills. Just give it a thought, eh?
Stand down. Dig it. If you say so, mate. You're taking the can down.
Just there they are.
They got Blakey, you bastard!
Say